Dueling Dialogues presents His and Hers with Grace Matthews, The Hammer, and Connor Murphy.
Welcome to Episode 3 of His and Hers with Grace Matthews and The Hammer in the heart of the USA, Springfield, Missouri. Hi, you two.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. Same old, same old, same old.
You know, when a virus is going on, it's really same old. It's really true.
Yeah.
Not much can change, huh? Unless you get sick and kind of prepared. But we got a great episode.
Good.
We're talking relationships, and if you are home and home a lot, then relationships that's the name of the game these days, isn't it?
You bet.
Yeah, if anybody's had to spend their last 4, 5, 6 weeks together as we have, then they have not probably in their lives spent this much time together.
That's correct.
Quite a learning curve on both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. And we're going to start today with a mantra. We're going to have a mantra every week. And today it is: some people enter our life as a blessing, others as a lesson. And get silent.
Yes, that's because how many people have met someone that you get friends with, and then all of a sudden your life goes absolutely down the tube, like faster than anything you've ever seen. It's like they've got the plague. It's just like evil has taken over the body and it's transferred to yours, and everything you touch goes badly.
Yeah. Toxic people is what you're talking about there.
Absolutely. Emotional vampires. You've seen them, you've experienced them, and do you run from them? I mean, some people stick around. Some people run from them.
They haven't learned.
What do you do, Connor?
They haven't learned their lesson if they're sticking around.
Yeah.
So you have to stick around as long as the lesson is still happening, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
It's the way of the universe. But,
Absolutely.
How do you know when someone's a lesson or blessing? I mean, because let's face it, the lessons can be very deceiving.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be love. It could be someone that uses you in business.
Absolutely. I
mean, you've been to those meetings where there's 6 people at a table. Everything's going great. Number 7 won, and it's a bad battery. And everything goes to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah. Okay.
Or it's just like kind of on the same thing. Everything's going well with this person, and then something happens, and then you start replaying back in your mind and say, they were around then, or gosh, they were involved in that.
Yeah, when they're around, something
something happens. I mean, I've got friends that they can attract trouble with a capital T.
I think we all got those friends.
Yeah. And then you got the women that they can pick 10 men, and every one of them are just alike. And they're besties. I got someone very close to me that has done that. I can't even tell the difference between the guys like that, how they look. They look alike, and you can wonder, do you learn?
Yeah, obviously,
what attracts you to this?
Obviously, they're not learning. That's the whole lesson in there, right?
Right. There's a problem when you're not learning. You're not being present. I'm going to start using that more. Sometimes I'm like, well, are they not smart? Are they not intelligent? I'm going to start saying, you know what? They're not present. They're not paying attention. I'm going to start assuming everybody is smart enough now, but, may not be in the moment, present,
right.
Paying attention. So I'm going to give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
Yes, and that's what I think you should give everybody the benefit of the doubt. And then that is the thing, you need to be paying attention to what's going on around you. And at the first sign of a problem, person needs to run.
Run.
Because
There's like a
nothing
sign.
good is going to happen. Nothing.
Right.
Exactly. So let's assume you're in a relationship, you know? Now I think we're pretty much talking about love relationship, but there's all kinds of relations. And, what are the 10 most common problems? We're going to kind of take the article that was written by I-Team, that's I, letter I, team, and talk about what they believed were the common problems. First of all, arguments. Now, the team suggests you should have rules laid out. And one of the rules is don't stare and and the other one is stick to the point. Are you kidding me?
Right.
I can tell you for a fact that in a true argument between us, there are some words that probably couldn't be viewed, on the air. Sometimes they do slip out, but it's not. A lot of times it's not directed to each other, it's just as a point of emphasis. But who in the world is going to say that they have an argument, most people, and don't swear? It just slips out because you're trying to emphasize a certain, of course, your point that you are right.
Well,
I think it's a little unrealistic.
you're in an argument, so you're already in that mindset and you're being frustrated. That's why you're in an
Right,
argument.
exactly.
So stuff going to be said out of frustration opposed
Exactly.
to making your point.
Right.
Right. And sometimes you run out of points.
So you just
So you
gotta,
have to come up with something.
you have to borrow words.
Yeah, you say, but,
Yeah. Number 2 is communication. Some people are talkers and some are not.
Right.
This causes problems. It's hard to have a nice communication with somebody that doesn't talk.
Well, talking's not the issue, I don't think, as much as listening is.
Good.
That's a good point. However, if you're only getting one side of an argument, then if you always are not answering the question, not agreeing, not disagreeing, the person asking the questions is going to get nothing but pissed off.
Right.
Because you are giving them no feedback whatsoever. And I know Grace she wants feedback.
Yeah, I do.
And she wants, and she's not always going to disagree, but she's not always going to agree. But the worst thing I can do is not to give any kind of an answer or go, boy, that's certain death.
Okay, the I team has some tips if that becomes a problem. And there is this talk time. I've heard about this before, I've heard it called different names. But that's where you each get 3 minutes to talk.
This is not a debate.
No, I don't think it is. I don't think most arguments are that bland.
Right.
I think that would be great if you were like that. Now, another one, though, that I like is if something is really difficult, okay? Like it is going to be what we call here in the hills, a knockdown, drag out.
Right.
Sometimes texting or writing an email or a letter might be a good idea.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to that concept. Now, especially, you are, if you have one person that doesn't talk, maybe they'll write. I don't know. Okay, number 3 is growing apart. People change. People change at different rates.
Yep.
When you start out, you're kind of the same. And then one person changes, and then you go, who am I married to?
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Who am I dating? That does happen a lot. And, sometimes you got to try to play catch up or try to find new ways to be together.
I think that's the biggest thing that people have that maybe the virus has helped, because the old standby of going out to eat together at a restaurant, the old standby of going out maybe and having happy hour, things have changed. You couldn't do that for 6 weeks. And a lot of places around here, you still can't do it.
Right.
So you had to come up with new activities that you can both enjoy. And I think it's we found out that there's a lot of other things too.
Right.
And that was, gosh, it's hard to pick good things about a virus, but there were some good things about it. I think couples have learned to do and try new things, and I know we have, and we have actually found some things that we truly enjoy. That I know on my side, if someone, and Grace had brought that up a few times about doing this, it just didn't appeal to me. Well, when there's nothing else to do and you try it, you go, hey, this isn't a bad gig.
Good.
That's true. Well, I'll tell you what a bad gig is. Number 4, infidelity. The team says relationships can be rebuilt after affairs, but it takes honesty and willingness to respond.
Yeah, it breaks trust too. So recovery rate, I would be a small percentage.
Trust is very important, and who knows?
My 2 cents on this is that I think it's just like when you hit the rock bottom and you start from the bottom to rebuild the relationship, it's got to be just like an alcoholic. The first day is the first day. The second day is the second day. You got to build from the rock bottom on up, and it's just got to. It's going to be a slow, long, tedious process to win back the trust of both partners.
Absolutely. And here's what we know a lot about: traumas, life events, external pressures that impact your relationship. There's a lot of people out there with kids.
Right.
And tragic situations. One of these episodes we'll talk about, Maslow's pyramid and the scale of life events that dictate problems. Because if you're in that flight or fright mode all the time, you're constantly on edge. It definitely affects relationships.
For sure.
And the divorce rate among people with those kind of stressors is very, very high.
Well, sometimes trauma forces people to change or have to change, which complicates.
Exactly.
That what was that, number 2, number 3? So yeah, there's more levels to it for sure.
Exactly.
You can be forced into the stress of a sick child. That is an unusual kind of stress. It's something that doesn't ever go away. It's not like it is worse in the morning and not. I mean, it's there. The evil head is speaking itself around the door the entire time.
Right.
You just don't know when it's going to jump out and get you.
Right.
Exactly. Number 6, appreciation. We all forget to appreciate other people. I mean, are we really bad? I mean, I think most people say I could be better about appreciating pretty much everybody, not just your partner.
Right.
I mean, I think that, with the coronavirus, we have remembered to appreciate people in the medical field.
Right.
In a way that we really haven't.
Yeah.
You're away from your coworkers. We have a pretty tight-knit group down there, and we don't have a whole lot of change at my place of business. And you go with, not that I have these people all the time after work, but at work you see these people a lot. You do appreciate them. And Grace brought up a good point to me, and I made a to do this when I went back to work, was to tell everybody that I had missed them, because even though I don't spend a whole lot of time with everybody, I did miss seeing them, their face, making sure they're okay, and just the virus has given everyone a different outlook. It's not the same.
No, it's not. It's not going to be the same. That's for sure. Number 7, our favorite subject, sex.
Oh, okay.
There can be all kinds of sex problems. We know what they might be. We know what they are. The I team suggests get a professional. Don't fool. If one of you wants sex more than the other, get a professional. I kind of work on it.
Yeah.
To a happy medium, but I mean, unless there are medical issues, of course.
I'm very leery about that word professional, because aren't Prostitutes considered professional.
Yeah, what professions
Hey,
did
you
you
know,
get?
if that's what you
Yeah, I
need,
thought
Yeah.
about too.
yeah, you know, yeah.
You have to clarify what you mean there with professions, I guess.
You know,
Exactly.
that's true. I guess there are degrees of professional, like degrees of black belts in karate.
Exactly. I used to go to Layla Martin, tantric sex expert. She's online. You don't have to pay her anything.
Yeah,
Okay, there you go.
Free and great, fabulous. Watch her YouTube, get her site. She is a lot of fun to watch.
Hey,
And
people, I can tell you for a fact, I laughed about it until I've seen it in action, watched it. It's worth a try.
good stuff. Okay, 8. Me.
Yeah.
You know, most everybody, according to the I team, once every 10 days has an argument over money.
Right.
Now that's really high. I mean, I knew there was a lot, but of arguing about money, and a whole lot of divorces end up, because of money.
Right.
And money is important, and we have to have. So I certainly don't have great advice for people about money arguments. And I think we all know right and wrong, and there's certain subjective things you argue about. We don't have to argue a lot about money. Do you think?
No.
No, we don't. I'm a big spender. I don't think really either of us really are.
I think that I think a lot of the problem comes from money. It usually is when one or the other is spending it without the knowledge of the other.
Right.
And
I
so
tend
that's
not to
the
do
problem
that
starts.
significantly. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't buy a beer without calling the hammer, but
Well,
just
I'm okay with this one, the money thing. I don't have money, so I don't have a problem.
Well, that's 85% of the world don't have,
yeah.
Right.
Okay, here's a good one. Boredom. Long-time hers go through phases of stuck in a rut. Okay,
Yeah.
get out of the rut. Find
Change.
something to do. Take dance lessons. Watch Layla Martin. She's like the answer for everything here.
Right.
So, find something to do. Lately, we have been making YouTube videos for the Hammer.
Perfect.
I mean, people love to watch his videos.
There you go.
There's all sorts of things you can do. Do yoga, meditate. I mean, garden. There are so many things you can do. Find something that you both can have some interest in. And even if one person's a little apprehensive, if you're excited about it, they're getting excited about it.
Right.
Being someone who's very OC, change is very hard for me. But I have really opened up my eyes to the change and found out that, I didn't die. Well, the world didn't end.
Right.
And that I've actually felt okay with doing something different or doing stuff in a different order, or maybe instead of doing it in the morning, doing it, in the early evening. It's just, the world has changed now. If we change with it, and especially couples, if we don't all change as us's instead of, and not turn into I's, then there's relationships are going to deteriorate, because there's not going to be the old standby things that you've done for the last, depending how long you've been together, 20, 30, 40 years.
Right.
Exactly. It is changing, and you're going to have to do more stuff at home to stay safe.
Right.
And that brings us to number 10. Children. You've already raised 3 kids, but it's hard. It's hard to have time for yourself. You have to make your house, your home, a haven. And that doesn't mean an expensive thing. It means things you can do at home. It's not always easy to get a babysitter. We weren't able to babysitter a lot of time. And you always got to remember, they decide to have those kids, and you decide to give up a certain amount of your life. And that's why I tell you what, we love our kid to death. But I'm not crying all the time for him to come back home. Look, I'm not. I wanted to raise kids that were healthy enough that they don't have to call for 10 minutes.
Right. Perfect.
That's when you have raised kids, when they can move away, they can go away, they can call or not call. You know that you've raised kids that are confident, healthy, and can make appropriate decisions and don't create crises for themselves.
Right.
That is very true. Our 3 kids are about as different as you could get. We have an athlete, a special needs child, and a brainiac.
Right.
So they've all turned out good, thanks to Grace. Luckily, they didn't get any of their father's bad habits. She has done a great job with them. I was kind of along for the ride, but it is true. We want them to be able to survive on their own. We know we're always there to support. They always know that if they need help, if there's any way possible, we're going to do that. And, it's children, just like somebody said, might all leave home, but they might not ever go away. And that's the way you want it. You want to leave home and leave the nest. You still want have them have the ability for you to help them when need be.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, and that's up our 10 problems that couples have. I just wanted to, and I'm not dissing women, but we struggle, especially in the United States. If we're fatter in the United States than you Canadians are up there, because you're freezing off the fat.
Right.
Except not exactly where you live at. That's another story you're going to have to explain to this group of listeners, okay? And another time back. Today, the average woman is 5'4", and has a waist size of 34 to 35 inches.
Wow.
Now, when I was young, and I realize I'm old, but the average waist size was about 10 inches less than that.
Oh.
I was astonished at this. 50 years ago, the average woman was between 5'3" and 5'4", and her waist size was approximately 24 to 25 inches. She weighed about 120 pounds then. Now she weighs 140 to 150 pounds. This is age 26.
Wow.
We are getting fat. The sugar, I don't know what we did to the sugar, because I certainly ate sugar when I was young, but I wasn't fat.
Right.
I don't know, but I don't know whether it's the GMOs or what, but wow, we've really...
Wine?
No wonder there are so many people with diabetes, and, as for the coronavirus, it is very horrible for diabetics. Diabetics have very little chance of making it.
Right.
And in some places, that's what's happened. So we need to get our young people to, I guess, sugar, right?
Yeah, sugar is bad. Bad.
That's right.
Bad.
Yeah.
Well, sugar in video games.
Yeah. Bad.
Not doing things outside.
Right.
Has been the biggest changes. If you go to any gym and look at the young women that are from 18 to 26 to 30, it's just amazing their poor bodies, how they have gotten so big at such an early age. And from being older and being a gym rat, they don't know how hard it's going to be to get that off. If it's happening at that age, they're in big trouble.
Exactly. So take care of yourself. I want to repeat, some people in our lives blessings, others as a lesson. Know the difference.
You bet.
All right, so I guess until next week, Connor, we will see ya.
Yes, you bet. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have a good week, too.
You too.